gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe.
Woo child. Woo child. Woo child. Let me know if y'all hear my voice, baby. Ooh, Jesus, baby. Can we say it's some people in their feelings or what, honey? I am going to drop the link for those that want to come up. I know Danny want to come up because Danny been calling me. Danny, are you there? Hold on. Let me text Danny and tell her. Hold on. Give me a second. Where Danny at? Danny just like, what in the living daylights? Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Mm, all right. Did I drop the link? Okay, I dropped the link for those that want to come up. She said, "Amore, don't go back over to Jenny, Jenny on that BS." You know, when you say Jenny on the BS, I will have to say that Jenny has a right to her opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just like I have a right to my opinion. But what I don't understand, let me just say this. First of all, hey, Shaysky baby, how are you?
Hey, Amora. Let me just tell you, we was listening to it, man. We was listening to all the bullshit.
Did you hear Lil Leslie? Did you
Lil
hear her try to
Leslie.
lie? Oh my God. Lil Leslie is a liar. She kept trying to overtalk me because she don't want the real to come out. You know what I'm saying? Lil Leslie
Yes.
don't want the real. And I have not, ooh, when I tell you that I haven't been saying really nothing bad about Romeca. You know what I'm saying? I haven't,
Hmm.
since that little phone call thing, they thought that was so disrespectful when all I did was trolling a troll. They said I was trolling Romeca.
A
I
dead
was not
person.
trolling
Yeah.
Romeca. Romeca is no longer here. I was trolling a troll. They kept asking me questions about Romeca. And I said, you know what? You want to know? Let me ask her. Let me ask her right quick. And so all I did was went to YouTube and put in a ring towel, like a phone or whatever. And
Hmm.
I let it ring or whatever, right? So anyway, they got so offended, so offended. But the thing about it is, I know in my heart's a heart, it wasn't to disrespect Romeca nor her family, right?
Hmm.
However, if someone takes it as disrespect, not just some itty bitty, but if the family takes it as disrespect, then I would apologize, right? However, Leslie is a liar, y'all. So much has happened that I haven't even really spoke about, right? And and I will tell you this, I may be getting the names wrong, or not names, but the relations wrong, whether it's the sister versus the cousin versus the aunt. I may be
Hmm.
getting it wrong, but in the beginning, Shaysky, do you remember when they thought Holly car was actually the white car?
Yeah, that was her daughter, Jolly, that said that.
Oh, Jolly is her daughter?
Yes, that's her daughter.
Oh
So that's who
shit.
said that. So we was just talking about, and we were just saying. So if you didn't know that RM had this white car, that means you ain't seen her in a minute. Because how you
Not
don't know
only
which car is hers?
but they thought the white car was wrong for pulling up on their niece or cousin or her. I'm just gonna say their
Hmm.
family members because I don't know.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just family members. So they thought that they were like, why would she pull up on her like that? But then when they found out that it was their family member, okay, when they found out that, hold on, when they
Now
yeah,
it's,
when
oh,
they
why she was there? Why was she there?
exactly. When they found out it was the other way around, now all of a sudden she's justified. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Hey, Cassie, baby. So now she's
What's up?
justified when they found out that Romeca actually pulled up on Holly and Holly didn't pull up on Romeca. They thought that Holly was the white car and that pulled up on Romeca.
And don't
Okay.
forget that they said that she drove 2 hours from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to the school. That was the first story that they put out.
Oh yeah, because they tried to make it seem like it was the school. But I'm gonna tell you
Hmm.
something. Leslie is not and and I'm gonna just say this. I don't want to drag Leslie or whatever. That ain't my thing. And that's why I really haven't been speaking on her. I don't even want to drag nobody in the family. But what I will say is they are not being truthful on a lot of things. Now, what bothers me that I really have not spoken much on, Shaysky, is that they paint this picture of Romeca as if Romeca is this innocent, loving mom. Okay. And you know what? And I don't want to skew that for the sake of her son, right? But what I will say is they're going to force all of those text messages to come out. They're going to force it. But let me just say this. I want to say this and I want to say it definitively. Okay. Definitively. Leslie is lying when she says that Holly threatened Romeca too. She is lying. Holly did not threaten Romeca, not one time. Now, did she troll Romeca? She did. But the reason why
Mm-hmm.
it cannot be used in courts because she never mentioned Romeca's name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it was and a threat to unalive someone and talking about somebody and their parenting skills or whatever the case may be is a difference. That's a difference. Talking about somebody versus making deadly threats to somebody is a difference. Holly ignored that girl. Holly would block that girl. So Holly did not threaten Romeca. Leslie is not being truthful. Now, what Leslie do not understand is every single message will go before the courts. Okay. Now, whether they
Mm-hmm.
play it, they play it. If they don't, they don't. But another thing that I will say, they have to understand that the detectives went through the phones. They went, and if Holly had threatened Romeca, it would have been in the documents. She did not threaten Romeca.
Because that is
Okay.
something they can
So
use against her.
that would go toward motive. It
Mm-hmm.
would go toward motive. So Holly did not threaten that girl. Okay. So I don't know why Leslie wants to paint this picture, but she's just being not truthful. And Leslie wants to say, I wasn't there. You're right. I wasn't there. But neither was she. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'm just going to be straight up. The DA is not talking to everybody in the family. They have like one one POC, person of contact, that they talk to, and then that person shares the information with everybody. Leslie is not it. Okay? Leslie is not it. She is not in contact with the damn DA. So she's getting second or third hand information her damn self. Okay? So now, with that being said, they want everything to be suppressed. That's why she kept saying, "Why you just can't talk about that day?" We can talk about that day. That's what I've been trying to do. I've actually been trying to come at it from a legal standpoint. I have chosen to keep my mouth shut over a lot of things, a lot of disgusting ass shit that we know about Romeca. I have chosen to keep my mouth shut. I have chosen not to say certain things. I have. So, with that being said, listen, I don't have to bring it out, and I don't even know if it's actually going to come out, right? But what decent mom says for a 6-month-old child to eat her cat? And cat was not the word used. What decent mother would tell or say something like, I'm going to make him eat my cat? So now, when you want to protect yourself and your child as much as possible,
Mm-hmm.
now again, I don't want to go in great details about Romeca's behavior because she's not here. And to be honest with you, that's really up to the courts to bring out or not. Okay. Now, what I will say is if they do bring some things out, I will discuss it. Okay. But Leslie was about to make me fucking goddamn sing like a canary tonight. So I'm glad I'm holding my composure because, baby, she really don't want to know the bullshit that her niece was on. Okay?
Yeah, but regardless, they wasn't gonna believe it. They don't believe shit. They only believe headphones, and
But
that's
the
it.
the thing is, the thing that's sad is that because they don't agree, they don't want to hear anything. If when I said several times that doesn't have anything to do with what happened that day. Oh,
Wait
it
a
got something.
minute. Hold
Everything got something
on.
to do with it. Everything got something to do with it. But they can say when they bring up something, I mean, when you know what I mean, then they all of a sudden it didn't happen that day. So it doesn't matter when it's us. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm not gonna say us, but it doesn't matter. You know, when we bring something up. Oh, where's
Amora,
the camera? Where's the camera? But they can't produce any of the evidence either. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we're wrong when we say that there's no proof of that. I
And
don't
this
get the hypocrisy. I don't
is
get the
not.
hypocrisy.
And just to be
Well,
clear, because
uh-huh.
I'm not gonna say who, but so we got a hold of the ballistic report, and that's the only thing we was able to get a hold of, because a lot of things they won't release because they said it requires redaction, so they won't release that. So if anybody's saying they see anything else, it's a lie.
Anything else?
Um,
Like
tell me
what?
why.
Like what? Wait a
Videos,
minute.
pod cams, etc. CTA
Listen,
footage, like any of
Shacy,
that.
I'm gonna keep it as real with you as I can. Okay.
Hmm.
There is no video of the incident. Okay.
Of course, I'm
There
saying if they
is no
see any of
video.
that, it's a lie.
So if Romeca is saying that there is, she's a motherfucking lie. And
Well,
why
not
do I say
Romika.
that? Did I say Romeca? Okay, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
y'all. Leslie. Okay, let me tell you why I say that. Ain't no way the defense attorney is going to put that in her motion and say there is no video footage of it. Because if it is, that means that they didn't give it to her.
Right.
That means
And
that
then,
they didn't
yep.
give it to her.
And they
And how
can't
you
even
not
use it because
gonna
it'll be
give it
unfair
to the
surprise.
Yeah.
exactly. So there is
Prosecutorial
so if
misconduct.
there was a video, right? If it was a video of the incident, and Leslie needs to be a goddamn on shame of herself for coming out here and gaslighting these people into believing that it is. It is not.
Amora, tell me why I said Leslie is not the real aunt. She's close friends for years with Tina.
Girl, I know I saw that and I'm like, are you serious?
I text you that, Amora,
When you text me that?
tonight. I was telling you to get on her ass about that.
I didn't see it because also she's not even the real auntie.
Girl, I can't
Wait a
take
minute,
these
do
people
y'all know that?
serious.
Wait a minute, hold on. Do y'all know that for sure?
Or
Well, it was
is it hearsay?
Also,
well.
you don't know if it's for sure.
No, I don't know for sure, but
Oh,
She
it's
okay.
said Nina Johnson exposed it. What? Now I don't know about believe anything Nina say either. She
Yeah.
says
well
they want
they
Ramika to
got
be an
into it.
angel. They feel as if she could do no wrong. She was the Barbie doll of the family, just an image to protect. I hate this. All I gotta say is, Ramika was a what's the word can I use? I don't want to say troubled, but she was
A
uh,
bad seed. She was a bad seed.
I
Remember that
don't even want to
movie,
say that.
The Little
I want to
Girl?
say
She was special. She was
she had
special.
some issues. She had
Yeah.
some issues. She had some issues. Some issues. Whether it was anger management, whether it was mental issues, whether it was she had some issues, some serious issues.
And
Because some of
see,
the things that this lady said, a normal person
person
would
wouldn't
not
say it.
say. So and no offense to internet sister, right? However, the internet sister is explaining how she would have handled things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't say some of the things that Romeca has said, and I wouldn't have done some of the things that Romeca have done. But that doesn't make me a better person
Person, right,
than Romeca. And
right.
it doesn't make
Hmm.
Romeca a worse person than me. It just means that I
We
wouldn't
had, yeah,
behave.
we're
I
different,
wouldn't
right?
behave. Like,
We're
we're different.
different. We don't act the same. Yeah,
So to hold someone to your standards, though, to make
yeah.
to make it be like, well, why didn't she do what I would have done?
But
I
that's
just
the
don't find
whole.
that
That's
fair.
their thought process about everything.
It is.
Everything. If you notice the conversations that take place, it's always they're wrong because of this. This person isn't a good mother because of this. This person, because everybody doesn't have the same moral compass. And
Right.
we just got to let people be who they are, but use some, right is right and wrong is wrong. This is what I was saying to you the other night, Amora, that a lot of it is our fault as women, as mothers, as aunts, because we are seeing this behavior and we are okay. We're not saying to them, somebody's going to hurt you one of these days. My son, I never forget. I told my son, don't be out here cheating on these females and stuff. I said, because you don't know how it might affect them. You don't know what they might do to you because of it. You got to pay attention to how you treat people, right? And I'm letting him know that. Now, if somebody did something, if a female decided to unalive him because of him cheating or something like that, that is their choice. He made choices too. I'm not saying that they would be right, because morally, I wouldn't do no shit like that, right? But that doesn't mean that somebody else might not. We have to be responsible for our actions. We have all the way around. It's not one person was right, one person was wrong. These females chose to be in this love triangle. It's not one person out here probably that could say that they've never had some type of issue with an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend or something, but they didn't handle it that way. But they are different now. Every time you turn the news on, it's a crime of passion with someone killing somebody, whether it be male or female, children. But if we weren't there, if that person wasn't there at that particular time doing that particular thing, we would not have this conversation.
Right.
So we have to hold each other accountable and say, okay, yeah, she had, some issues, some anger issues. We should have gotten it taken care of. We didn't, because we weren't being responsible as family. We got to check each other on our shit. We can't keep
Right.
watching each other make all of these crazy decisions and then not holding them accountable and then getting mad because people are telling us the truth about who we are. This is
Well, I have to push back on
everybody's fault.
one thing. I got to push back on one thing that you said, and I don't even know if you were meaning it in this way. I don't think that Carlos lying to her is the reason why she's like the way she is. And the reason why I say that is because there is a video where she literally I don't know who recorded it, but she wanted to fight her own cousin, right? And she was literally on a video saying, "Where you at? Come on now, let's go on and get this over with. Let me go on and give you your 1-2, your 1-2. Let me give you your 1-2, and then this is it, or whatever." So I don't know if it was Carlos introducing coming into her life made her the way she is.
Oh, no,
I
no.
believe it's a little a product of her environment.
Oh, no. That's not
But
what
I
I was
also,
saying. That's not what I was
I
saying at
thought
all.
that's
I
what
was
you
just
said.
using an example as, we got to tell our kids when they're wrong, when their behavior is wrong. If her family knew that they was fighting each other and she was out here doing all this stuff, her family should have been checking her.
Yeah, they
Not
should
acting
have.
like it was okay.
Allegedly, don't quote me on this, but I've heard things of her disrespecting her own mother. So I don't think, even if they did, try to tell her things and hold her accountable, I don't think she was the person you can tell anything to, regardless of who it came from.
Okay, and so then here we are.
That is true.
You see what I'm saying? That's about accountability. That's
Mm-hmm.
about accountability, because we have no matter what a person does to us, right? No matter what a person does to us, something we could have done better. We could have done differently. Whether it's because we saw it and didn't
That's
leave
true.
when we did, we stayed too long. We gave
But
them one more chance to.
but
We are
Annie,
responsible for us.
We are responsible for us, and we can't speak on Romeca like she is a child. Romeca is a whole 31-year-old woman. Okay. She's still young now. We got that. But we can't really, I mean, we can say she should have sought help or gotten counseling or whatever when she was younger. But now she's 31, right? So if how she behaved is all on her. It's on her.
Exactly.
So it was.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
absolutely
So,
is. But
but
if she never got
Romeca,
those things, if those things were never addressed and nothing was ever done about it, it's just going to manifest. It's not going to go away, and it doesn't matter what the age is. If
right.
she's not getting therapy or on medication, or if it was never addressed, then it's going to do just what it did, because for so long that's how it was. People can't just
Okay,
undo
let me
everything they
address
know.
Tanya. Let me address Tanya. Tanya says she's not here to speak for herself. Come on now, people. What I don't understand your comment, okay? Where does it say that you can't speak on a person that's no longer here behavior that a girl right now, a young lady is fighting for her life, okay?
Hmm.
Her freedom
That's
because
that
a
gaslighting.
decision exactly, because a decision that was made by this person now that's deceased. See, and let me say something, Tanya, and this is not a hit at you, but what I will say is y'all are okay if we speak nice things about her and say that
Hmm.
she was this really nice mom.
Hmm.
She wrote her son this
Hmm.
really nice letter. She was the perfect mother, friend, daughter, or auntie. But
Hmm.
then we want to say something when someone want to call out the BS that she did to cause some of this. Okay, her temperament. So with that being said, over here, we're not going to talk about the deceased, because if we can compliment the deceased, then we can call out
Oh,
the
yep,
things that the deceased did that's gonna come
yep.
out in court anyway. Okay. Trayvon Martin, when he died, was plastered all
All over,
over
yep.
the damn
Hmm.
world. Okay.
That
We
is
found
true.
out that Trayvon Martin smoked weed. We found out that he got in fights in school. We found out that he was expelled in school. We found out a lot about Trayvon
Hmm.
Martin that we did not know, that didn't have nothing to do with George Zimmerman chasing him around a neighborhood in which his father lived in. Okay. So
Hmm.
people want us to color the damn city pink with all the good memories, but no one wants to say the hell that Romeca
Yep,
caused Holly and her family.
For the
yep,
past 2 years.
yep,
Holly and her family.
yep.
Now, I honestly have been holding back a whole lot. To be
Hmm.
honest with you, I have definitely been trying to watch my mouth. I have definitely been trying to bite my tongue. I have definitely been trying to let it stay on the legal standpoint. But I'm
Yeah.
hearing, well, I will say this. I'm not going to go back over to Jenny Chat when she speaks on Romeca. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make a promise to myself that whatever she says, she says, right? We don't agree. And I don't normally go to people chats that I don't agree with, but I was on a back call and we were listening. So, but what I will say is, I'm not going to go back over there because people are trying to make the case about me and not. This ain't no justice for Romeca. It is. Let me tell you what this is. This is
Pay the
Holly
more
is a
train.
fucked up individual, right? A Holly is a fucked up individual, and a Moore is fucked up for even wanting
Hmm.
to see justice for Holly. Okay. I want Holly to get off on self-defense. And the reason being is because I believe in my hearts of heart that Holly was defending her motherfucking self. That
Which
is
she
what
is
I
allowed to
believe.
do.
So all of this, oh, she could have got out and she could have did that. First of all, Romeca could have not stopped. And Romeca could have left too. Okay. They don't want to hear that. And then to hear Leslie try to say the body was moved. Let me tell you one thing about Amora Latrice Davis Johnson. What you ain't gonna do is gaslight me. You may be able to get a whole
Mhm.
10,000 of overly emotional women to believe that bullshit. But what you ain't gonna do is
Yep.
get me to believe that bullshit. Okay? Talking about the body was moved. The
From
body was
where
moved.
though?
But they don't want it to look like she ran up to Holly's car. And they don't want it to look that like she landed in front of Holly's car. They want people to believe that they magically got the body from one place and moved it in front of Holly's car, all because they don't want to look like that she ran toward that area. Okay.
And you
She
know
said,
what,
I don't
too,
think so.
Amora, that I
Jump in the car and left. Please listen, Tanya. This is not the chat for that. Okay, please. This is not the chat to ask the same as questions that have been answered a zillion times over and over and over. Now, I don't want to disrespect you and I don't want to call you a name, but you may want to go over on the emotional channel and allow them to sit here and answer that or say that a million times, because that's what y'all do every single night. Y'all come back on the panel and ask the same ass questions.
wasn't
Why
no
didn't
TPO.
Holly?
The TPO
Why
wasn't
didn't
wasn't
Holly call
accurate.
the police? Holly should have done this. Holly
What
should
about
have
the
done this.
chokehold?
Was
What
she
about the
Holly?
headlock?
Exactly.
She
Y'all
Oh
want
can
to
my
do
stop
that
and talk
God.
to
every
her
single
baby
night.
daddy.
Oh my God. She the
Yes.
first baby mother. And that like that has a is
Ooh,
that a title?
you have no
Is a
rights to
baby
that
mother a
man.
title? I just want to know. Is a baby
I
mama a
mean,
title? Cause I
No, it's
is a
not.
baby daddy a title? Like I'm confused. What? I'm confused. It's
so
just
anyway,
so
but
toxic. And
so
Amora,
to ask the same.
somebody in Jeannie's chat said that, oh, you just try and get on the bandwagon. I'm like, what? These people are just they just sick.
They say
Um,
anything.
Listen, to
like
be
we don't
honest,
have
I just think
minds of our own. Like what?
a bunch of women and probably a few men are definitely going at this, um, looking at it like how they would have handled it. And you know what? I'm not even faulting them for that. They can do that. They can feel that way,
Hmm.
right? I'm
Be
not even
responsible for
faulting
their
them for that.
actions.
But
Yeah.
I have been trying to break the case down legally. I have moved from emotionally, right? Because in the beginning, right, I did come out, well, not very beginning, but a few of my lives, it was more emotional. And I said, you know what? I only want to speak from this from a legal point of view. Now, I saw somebody in the comments say, "Oh, you act like you a lawyer. You act like you know this, you know that." No, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. Okay, I'm
But that's
definitely not a
because
lawyer.
they don't have comprehension skills to break down the law.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They think that the same law that applies in Maryland applies in DC, and the same and everybody have the same, the same gun laws and everything. They don't. So if you have to base it on where you are, where they are. Like,
Yeah.
but then you can't tell them anything. It's just it's sickening because people who want you to be wrong, you're gonna be wrong. Nothing that you say is gonna be right.
But let me tell you how I know this is not a justice for Romeca. Because people in the comments are mentioning my name more than they mentioning Romeca name. They ain't even saying nothing about Romeca. It's, well, Amora said this and Amora said
Hmm.
that and Amora said this. And all that is I hate Holly and I hate
Yep.
Amora bashing session. That's
And
it.
and the thing is,
That's it.
if you were for Romeca, they would be for Holly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not all of them. I'm not going to say that about all of them, but I will say quite a few of them. Not all. Not all. She said, I was saying something under one of your not defending you. Hold on. I was saying something under one of your not defending you, but saying you had a right to believe what you believe and she can believe what they believe. DB Freeman started in my DMs. Oh, somebody jumped in your DMs. Girl, I have people jumping in my DMs all the time, calling me dummy, bald headed, black, stupid, all types of dumb, crazy shit.
Mm,
I just block them because I just
mm.
think that they're mental, and I don't have time to deal with mental
But
issues.
see, they would be one of the ones that would be in Romeca's
Exactly.
shoes.
MF. So MF said that they are using it as an excuse to try to dog you out. Exactly. Now I'm gonna tell you, a few of them used to be my supporters, and I don't know what's wrong with them, or whatever. But they can't. They literally cannot not call my name like that. Keisha, Keto girl. That's the one that started all the shit between, that went on the other panel talking shit about me. She started a lot of stuff. I don't know what's wrong with that girl, but something is clearly wrong with her. I'm talking about clearly wrong with her. Like, oh my God, girl, something is definitely wrong. That girl cannot go one day without typing my name. Like, damn, girl, what I do to you? You love me like that?
I don't
Damn.
get it. I don't get it.
I think some of these people love me, like so obsessed with me. I mean, totally obsessed with
And you
me.
got to be, you got to really
Woo.
be um losing in life to just be
She
mad
said,
at
yeah,
people that you don't know. Come on now, mad at people you don't know, going back and arguing, calling people names and all that. People that you don't know, you losing in life.
if
Cause
I blocked her, it had to be a reason why I blocked her. But a couple of people, I'm just gonna be honest, I didn't even block them because I don't like them. I didn't block them because they want to fight with me in my inbox. They would ask me a question, I would tell them, I would answer them, and then they would come back and 50 question me. Well, what about this? What about this? What about this? Every single day, it was the same thing. Every single day was the same thing. I blocked them because, baby, listen, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that.
yeah,
Okay. Some of these people
I
want
done lost a
so,
couple of brain cells on some of these things.
but some of these people want so bad for things to be uh perfect for Romeca and horrible for Holly. But I look at this like this is just an opportunity for them to drag the other woman. That's what they're doing. They want to drag Holly. I understand that there is a body, that there is a deceased woman, okay?
Mhm.
But they just using this opportunity to drag Holly,
Mhm.
just drag her, because goddamn, like no one wants. They're like, let's put our what they say, let's put ourselves in Romeca's shoes. Well, put yourself in Holly's shoes for a second. They don't want
Mhm.
to. And just because they say that they wouldn't have made the choice to unalive, I get that. But you can't fault Holly for making that choice, right?
Right.
If
Right.
she reasonably believed that her life was in danger.
Yeah.
And my thing is, what I don't understand is, I'm saying, well, I'm looking at it from a legal point. Well, I'm not looking at it from a legal point. Well, if you're not looking at it from a legal point, how is that justice for Romeca? How
Mhm.
is Romeca receiving justice because you're basically dragging Holly? Or trying to
Mhm.
make Holly, or try to, or even go a step further and try to make it seem like Holly deliberately did this because she was jealous or mad at Romeca when Romeca is the one that pulled up on them.
Mhm.
Mm.
I do not for the life of me understand that.
And they
Well,
still
Romeca
but
can't
pulled
say
up
what she
on
was
them,
jealous of.
did
I
not.
listen.
She had the
I
man and the baby.
I'm just convinced that people expect this kind of stuff. They think that it's real life. They think that it's normal. This is what this is what being in a relationship is about, and they just love toxicity because there is no way I I want to do this. Been there, done that. I done that. I've been there and done that. But and when I think back to how I was the one that to pull up or whatever the case may be, and that could have been me. Yeah, you gotta take responsibility. I'm like, damn, this stuff could have happened to me. The way I used to knock on somebody's door and all of that stuff, But you gotta learn. You gotta know better. You can't keep thinking that this toxicity is that it's okay and it's normal, because this is what happens.
Yeah.
We
I
gotta
just,
change our thought processes.
I would think that if I'm just, maybe I'm wrong, but I would think that if someone is covering a criminal case, that they would be more concerned for a fair trial than just to automatically just, you know, deem somebody all wrong. And the way they, I heard, oh, we're gonna get a petition going and we're gonna write the judge and tell the judge to keep her in jail. Like, where do y'all think that doing things like that is going to move the needle, as if
Hmm.
they're not supposed to follow the law? And why, of all the people that have ever done anything, why can't Holly be afforded a fair trial? But every
Don't
single day, the same people have to say the dumb shit. Why she didn't just get in her car? Why she didn't just pull off? Why she didn't go running down the street? Why she didn't do this? Why she didn't beam me up Scotty and get the hell out of Dodge? Why she didn't do this? Like, all the responsibility of what Holly was supposed to have done. But
Correct.
but Romeca is okay. It's a
Yeah.
public street. If she want to
Yeah.
pull up and see her baby daddy, then she
Yeah.
could see her baby daddy. Well, how her body get by the car? Oh, well, because Holly was trolling her and mocking her. Holly should have just
Hmm.
stayed and didn't say nothing.
Yeah. It's crazy as hell. It's
So
crazy
Romeca can
to
pull
me.
up on a public space, but Holly, the one that got a restraining order against her, is not allowed to say anything to Romeca.
Not
Like, you're
not
not.
even that. She's not even allowed to be there, because it's the even though it's a public street, it's across the street from the son's school, so she shouldn't have been at the son's school. Like what?
But check
Like
this out. Check this out.
I
But
don't
check this
get it.
out. Okay, but check this out. Check this out. So we wasn't there to know what happened, right? Or what was said. We wasn't there to
Hmm.
know what Romeca said when she got out of the car. But we can
Hmm.
assume that Holly got smart with Romeca, right? We can
Hmm.
assume that, and that's what we supposed to do. That's safe. It's safe to say Holly snapped off at Romeca, but it's not okay to say Romeca came on some
Hmm.
shit with Holly. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yep.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
okay to say you weren't there, but it's not okay for us to say they weren't there. What? Like how can you say that we don't know what we talking about when we're looking at black and white documents? And I'm like, all of the stuff that you put up,
I honestly
that
believe
you
that
broke down, it make it, it is what it is.
and
they
don't
don't want
forget,
the
it's okay to
story.
say that Carlos, who was there from start to ending, it's okay for him to say he's lying, but it's okay to say headphones is telling the truth. Don't forget that one either.
Right.
Not
Right.
just that. It's Carlos's fault, because he couldn't keep Romeca from jumping at Holly. I'm confused. It's
Mhm.
his fault.
Mm.
Yeah, the
So
blame is on
another black
everybody but
man.
the deceased.
So we got
Sad.
another black man that you want to put in jail for something that he ain't have. He ain't had nothing to do with the decision that was made. And you want another. So now we're gonna have two black kids with no mother or father, because the father gonna be in jail. Like what? I just and then raise those kids to be the same way. I can't take
Let
it.
me tell you something. I'm not gonna sit here and say I am an expert, right, at judging a person. I'm not gonna say I'm an expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm not gonna even sit here and say Holly is a perfect person. But Holly's demeanor, okay, is not what people are trying to portray it to be. To hear Leslie say, what about the threats that she made to Romeca? Holly, that ain't what type of time Holly was on. Now, y'all know I do talk to Carlos. Carlos said he's been dealing with Romeca for about Holly for about 2 years. Not saying that they was in a relationship for 2 years, but he been dealing with her in some type of capacity, whether it was friends or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 years. Now I want y'all to answer this for me. He said, me and that girl ain't never got in an argument. Now, can you really say that about you and a guy that you've been dealing with for 2 years? That y'all ain't never got into an argument?
I can, to be honest, yeah.
Well, then, but a lot of people can't say that, Shaysky. A lot
Yeah,
of
Right.
I
people,
know.
including myself, I can't say that I've been with a guy for 2 years and we didn't get in an argument, right? Which means that Holly is the type, she is a non-confrontational type person. A non-confrontational type person, right? Now, if well, let's just call a spade, right? Carlos has admitted to having a lot of girls,
Mm-hmm.
at one point in his life. He's a nice looking, good looking young fella, and
Yes, he is, girl.
he probably had a lot of choices, right? So you don't think that Holly have known or suspected him of not being faithful or doing whatever it is that the hell he want to do? But I don't think Holly then hauled off and beat him upside the head, punched him in the jaw, stabbed him in the foot, stabbed him in the ankle, stabbed him in the hand. Holly does not appear to be that type of person. Now, I'm just basing this off of what Carlos said. Carlos said, we have never gotten in an argument, which I think is rare, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So for
She was his
Leslie to
piece.
say that the reason why she's trying to make it seem like Holly threatened Romeca, okay, is because she doesn't want Romeca to look bad out here for the threats that she did make. For the threats that she did make to Holly, okay? But to me, I feel like if Holly made threats to Romeca, I believe that they would have put that in the summary. It would have been in the summary, you know? So with that being said, I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people they don't want a fair trial. They don't want a fair trial. They want Holly to bypass go and go straight to jail. But that's just not the American way.
Not at all.
But that's their guilt for not addressing the issues. I'm trying to tell you, people they start feeling so guilty about the part that they played or that they neglected to take care of, and so now they want to push the narrative off and blame the other person. That's what they do. That's the
Yeah.
new human way.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's like mental
T,
illness because you can't put the blame on people you don't know or never met a day in your life. That's
I
like
like the
crazy.
way TJ just said, listen, if Holly would have made threats to Romeca, don't you think that they would have put it online?
Yep,
They
The
sure have.
whole world will know. The
yep,
whole world will know.
And then
yep.
she state in court on June 18th that she's afraid of somebody of that nature will show up to her job because she knows where it is. Why she didn't show up to court to defend herself if they
Because
were
she
so
knew that
concerned with
Holly
that?
was going to bring those damn receipts. She knew Holly was going to bring proof that she did what Holly said that she did. She knew that Holly had proof.
I think, I think now this is just, my mind. Um, but I think that she knew that, or she believed that because she did not get personally served, right? That she could act like she didn't know that it was in effect. I really believe that. And the reason I say that is because with all of them just repeatedly said it wasn't in effect, it wasn't in effect. And they were saying it has to be, you have to serve it. You can't do it in no newspaper, regardless of you reading the law, right? Regardless of what you read as the law, they still kept going with that narrative. And I think that they really believed somebody either told her or she knew from previous experience or something, hey, they trying to serve you. All you got to do is duck it. As long as you don't sign for it, then it's not in effect. Not knowing that it really was. I really
Yeah.
think that. I really think that, that's why she, didn't that she didn't want to sign for it, because she knew that if it wasn't in effect, then it couldn't be used against her. Yep. In case she ran, in case she happened to see her somewhere and she really was going to fight her, if she was under that TPO, then that's not going to look good. But if she didn't know about it, then she don't,
Yeah.
she gets away with it.
Well, she knew. She was in court on
Yep.
June the 18th, so it's no getting
Yep.
around that. She absolutely knew if she chose not to come back. And then if somebody, because I did hear somebody say, "Oh, she was at Freaknik, that's why she didn't come." She had 30 days to petition the court against that order, and she did not. 30 days. She wasn't at Freaknik for 30 days.
Right.
She wasn't at Freaknik for 30 days. Okay. So she knew that, you know, what Holly alleged that she did, that Holly
Hmm.
had evidence. And the thing about it is, listen to this. Holly still have to show those evidence in court. So here's the thing. We're gonna see them. So what is Leslie and them gonna do? Go make up some fucking text messages or some shit? What are you gonna do? Because they
Hmm.
still have to show it in court. We're gonna see those text messages and inboxes and the DMs and shit. We're gonna see that. This girl sent a picture of her cat to another woman. Like, come on. Like, I'm just saying. But anywho,
And also allegedly, remember that video of her with the cross outside?
yeah,
Did you guys know Holly was in the house?
no.
Hmm.
Also, Holly was in the house that
She
day.
was in. She was in the house.
Romeca, no.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure that's why she pulled up.
And that's why she like, why you lying?
Hmm.
Tell me why you lying. Just tell me why you lying. No, I didn't know she was in the house that day.
Yes, she was.
Wow, that's pretty telling, you know. But
Hmm.
then, they'll be like, how did you know? How you know? How you know? So now it seems like the only people that's supposed to be liars are me and Carlos. Me and Carlos supposed to be the liars, and witness number 3 is a truth teller, and Leslie is a truth teller, and everybody else is a truth teller.
And
But
the
if it
boyfriend
comes
is a
from
truth
me,
teller.
if it comes from me or if it comes from Carlos, it's a lie. Some of these people are
And
sick.
apparently they believe in Q a little bit now too, talking about he opened his eyes, he
Girl,
seen the light. He
oh
saw
my
what was real and the
God.
truth.
Let me tell you. And you know what? I don't even have nothing against Q. Q wanted money, and I get it. Do what you do. Hey, I feel like if you're going to come out here and blog, make your money. I'm not going to hate on another person's pocket. But,
Hmm.
whatever. I ain't even got nothing to say about Q, because to me, he is so irrelevant. So irrelevant. Like I said, matter of fact, let me show y'all something, because y'all know how I do, right?
Oh Lord.
No, y'all know I ain't got to lie, baby. Y'all already know that. Hold on.
Oh,
Miss Lolly, yeah, it was a couple of more seconds longer. When you see her first walking up with the cross. In the first video, you only see her with the cross in her hand in front of him, but you didn't see her walking up with it.
Somebody mic is making some noise. I don't know where that's coming from. Let me how you spell Quadre name?
Are you searching him up on Facebook?
No, I'm doing my messengers. I never saved his phone number. Do you know the
I
first three
think
to his
it's
number?
QUADREE, I think.
But do you know his phone number?
Oh no, I never had his phone number.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Let me just do it like this. I'm trying to get give me a second.
Yeah, Kadri was something else, man.
Maybe he put Q. Let me just put Q. Shit, I put Q and a whole bunch of shit pops up.
Are you trying like in your messenger?
Yeah.
Try
Because we
typing
didn't
his
talk,
last
we
name.
didn't talk much. We only talked we only exchanged maybe like 3 or 4 messages and
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh, matter of
And I
fact, I
didn't even
don't think he
respond
has
to
his.
him.
Yeah, I don't think he has that Kadri Sanford page no more. I think they took that page from him. I think he only had the Big
Yeah,
Boss
but I'm
Cats
talking about
page.
in my direct messages to my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I just wanted to show he basically was like, let me know if you need anything. But in my opinion, it sounded like he was really kind of like asking for, he didn't ask for money, but he basically kind of like, where's my phone?
Insinuated. Maybe try
Kind of
typing in
implied it.
keywords of the conversation y'all had. That might pop up. Like if he mentioned
Uh,
her name or
okay, let me
something.
just put Holly in here. Maybe that'll work because
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, I
but
never
he
had
was
his
not my
number.
boy. We didn't talk like that. But when I did find out that he disrespected Romeca like that, I was like, damn. And the way he did it, I was like, damn, that's a bit much, you know?
Yeah.
So and I didn't go off on him or anything. I was just literally like, I'm not gonna have him on my panel no more. Right? I'm not gonna
Hmm.
have him come up on the panel no more. I just said it to myself. I didn't even say that to nobody else. I literally just said it to myself. I'm not gonna have him come up on the panel no more because I just didn't think it was a good look, you know? But and then they tell me, you disrespected my niece by calling her. Man, first of all, how am I call your niece? Make that make sense. How am I gonna call your niece? I did a phone ring dial, which is still on my page.
Hmm.
And I'm evil for that. I'm the devil for that. Man, fuck that. Let me tell you, intentions matter. Okay. Intentions matter. My intentions was basically to tell the damn person that you up here asking me questions that only Romeca know the answer to. I don't know.
Hmm.
I
Exactly.
don't know. That's all that was about. And then you have these goofies take it all out of control. Oh my God, Yon, did a more do this, did a more do that. You guys are crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I'm telling you, it was for the damn troll. And oh, I think it's this, I think it's that, I think it's that. Well, I probably do a lot of stuff in my commentary that everybody don't agree with, you know? But she said they flipped it for money. Exactly, man.
Hmm.
You
All of
know,
them.
the goal is, hold on. Did she just text me? Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you. Hold on. All right. I got the number. Okay, let me put it in there.
It's crazy to me that they can, get on here, call people out of their names, lie, talk about dead people that's been dead for like 50 years. They trying
Hmm.
to bring them back from the dead and say all of this stuff, but as soon as something is said in defense, then you're wrong. Like that don't make sense to me. honey.
Let me tell you something. They done talked about my dead mama, my dead grandmama. They done
Jesus.
drug a lot of dead folks in my family. Now all of a sudden, you speaking on the dead. If you don't get your goofy ass up out of here, get your goofy ass up out of here.
Damn, them supporters is ruthless. I thought Miss Tina wanted them to support her daughter with love and not violence. Jesus.
Girl, these people don't know what no damn
Exactly.
support with no damn
Exactly.
love mean.
You
Pink
advocate
is
them
a feminine color. Like what you guys are supporting it with black. Like, oh my God.
to
You guys are
advocate
ruthless.
for a violent act with violence it's
Exactly.
diabolical.
It's very diabolical. That's why I think the supporters got like something. I think it's something wrong. They're all specially touched, like every
um
last one.
Lad, they was eating on paint chips on that banister from the banister, when it was peeling, they was eating them paint chips
Hmm. I think
over in
so.
that corner
I
too
think
long.
so.
Over in that corner too long by themselves. I'm serious because
Jesus, this is absurd. Like, oh my God.
All right, so I actually said 3 or 4. It was a little longer than that. Okay. All right, so from the beginning, y'all gonna get the whole every text, every text. All right, let's talk about it. Y'all know I'm transparent than a motherfucker. If ain't nothing else, I am transparent. Okay. I don't be oh hold on, let me grab it. I don't be hiding shit. Cause hiding it for what?
and that's the
For
thing.
what?
What are you lying for? Like who gonna do something to you? Like we grown. What we lying for as adults?
Yeah, but people just want to be like they want to carry a narrative, Oh, that's her boy and all this stuff or whatever. Like, yeah, you don't know. All right, here we go. So from the beginning, our very first conversation, somebody told me about him and I said, hi. They gave me his phone number and I said, hi, this is Amore. Let me know when you get this because he wanted to come on the panel. Okay, now I even gave him interview questions. You see right here where it's a quadrate interview questions. So I
Mm.
even put some questions to ask him. That's why it ended up flowing so well because we already had the interview questions that I was going to ask him, right? All right. So I gave him the interview questions and then I gave him the StreamYard link. All right. And he says, okay, this is the stream. And I said, yes, it is. And then he says, okay. And then the don't leave is because he got mad at some people in the comments going off on him or whatever. And I said, don't leave. But he didn't respond for 2 days. Okay. That was October the 13th. He didn't respond for 2 days. And I didn't, I'm not a type of person that I'm gonna chase behind you, badger you, or do none of that. That's just not what I do. Okay. I said, don't leave. And he didn't respond. So I'm not a type of person that's gonna keep on calling you and calling you and calling you and responding to you and you ain't responding to me back. I just don't do that. So then 2 days later, he says, hey, I didn't mean to just leave. My phone actually died, but old girl was talking crazy and it's so frustrating dealing with that for free. Okay, for free. It's so frustrating dealing with that for free because she
Give
literally
him some money.
running yeah, because she literally running platform to platform just to lie. But just for, but just, I don't know what FW mean. FW your platform. I actually follow you. I don't know if that's supposed to be fuck with your platform, but just fuck with your platform. I actually follow you on one of my other accounts, but I would love to be invited back to talk anytime. But about the video, I can't be showing no screenshots of stuff. It's a dead giveaway from the others the other night or I think he said from the others or something, and something they might be able to get the video footage. I don't know, something like that. So then I said, okay, that's understandable. I'm about to release a video about duty to retreat. Still lost shit. Not I'm about to release a video and drag Romeca. I'm not about to release a video and drag Holly. What I say, Okay, that's understandable. I'm about to release a video about duty to retreat when there is a restraining order in place. And also, I'm going to discuss the witness statement and how it doesn't hold any weight whatsoever. Now, I'm talking commentary, I'm talking legalities, okay? Then he says, let me know if you need me. We can arrange something. What that mean? We can arrange something. He's going something, okay, and you on live. Oh, I think he said Keys is going in on you. Keys is going in on you on live. I don't be caring nothing about that. People tell me all the time, oh, this person dragging you, this person dragging you. I don't give a fuck. Keep dragging because I'm going to keep growing. That's it. That's all. And then so I didn't respond. And he says, Lo's car was also closer to Romeca car when that first happened. But I didn't even respond. I didn't even respond. That's the extent of our conversation. So how was he my boy again? How was he my boy? This is the extent of our conversation. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Because I realized I didn't need him. Not that I was, well, for one, I was asking him questions about the case. Well, not really asking. When he was on the panel, I was asking him questions about the case. But to be honest, like, he didn't talk to Carlos, so he didn't know shit. He was making up a lot of shit. He didn't talk to Carlos, right? So I'm like, I don't need to talk to him. I don't need to talk to him. I can figure this out for myself. And that was it. That was the extent of our conversation. October the 13th, and the last time our response was October the 15th. That's it. The last time he responds was October the 31st. And I didn't respond, didn't say shit back. Not a thing. So I ain't got to y'all know me. I don't be hiding shit. I don't be hiding shit. That's just not, that ain't how I operate. That ain't how I operate, She said, yes, those are cute texts. To be fair, Miss Tina did ask them all to stop with the BS a few times. That's one of the reasons they fell out with Nina. She probably did tell them to stop, but they ain't gonna stop. Those people are, well, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go a step further and say that I believe that some of the people, i.e. Leslie, is keeping shit going. I believe she's keeping shit going. And the content creators in which she empowered. She empowered some of these content creators. So she's the one that's jumping on link, panel to panel to panel. She's the one doing that. She said, what you're telling him is according to Leslie. So, but anywho, she said, never mind. I was one of the ones in the chat talking about him. I knew he was a liar. Yeah, a lot of people was in the comments that day that he was on the panel saying, don't believe Q, don't believe Q. He's a liar, he's a liar, he's a liar. But I wanted to hear what he had to say. I wanted to hear him out. She definitely is being messy. Now they saying Carlos and CO stole the footage. Oh, what do you mean? You mean Carlos and David stole the footage? Man, they'll say anything. Well, then if they stole the footage, then why they ain't locked up? If they stole the footage, then why they ain't locked up? That don't make no sense. She said, Amora, you invited Leslie up and she dropped down but wanted to argue with you on Jeannie's panel. Exactly. She want to overtalk me because let me tell you what Leslie has successfully done. Anybody that start blogging about this, especially if they do live streams, right? She tries to come over, hear what they saying, want to get on the panel, and she convinced them because she's a family member of Romeca. She convinced them of all types of shit. She knows she couldn't do that to me. I was one of those ones unmoved. And it may have also been Real T, Shaysky. Have she ever tried to jump on Real TV's panel before? Shaysky, you on mute. Okay, well, she must be busy. But I don't know if she's tried to go on Real T panel before, but she came on mine, and I think that she thought that she was going to sway me into just, fondling and falling over her or whatever, like some other content creators have, and believe her bullshit. But I know how to read between bullshit. Okay, I know how to decipher between bullshit. Now again, I may have gotten it wrong as far as which family member, but when I heard that one, the video of them saying, and y'all said it wasn't her or whatever, but saying, you know, uh, Romeca, nobody can stop her. When she gets to going, you can't stop her. I heard that, but also with the car situation, when they thought that Holly was in the white car was all types of wrong to pull up on Romeca. But when they found out that that found out that Romeca car was the white car, then she was justified to pull up to speak to her baby daddy. Well, both of them got a
Wait,
baby
y'all
daddy.
asked me something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I wanted to know, did Leslie try to come up on y'all panel? You and Real T panel?
Yeah, she came up there one day, but she mainly wanted to talk to David though. They always want to talk to David.
Did she try to gaslight and try to, get people to believe just her way or whatever?
Yep. The comments was on her, saying that they don't ever want to take accountability and say, your niece did this. Yeah, it's basically the same. Every panel she goes to, she says the same thing. The same
Yeah.
thing. Everybody lying. This is not what happened. Blah blah blah. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's nothing new. She said the same thing on every panel.
And then she said something about our family is not game bangers. Well, that's not what people have dropped in my inbox. Although I have not even came out and discussed it, child. But that's not
Exactly.
what has been dropped in my inbox. So, matter of fact, when it was dropped in my inbox, I said, y'all, I don't want to speak on the family. I don't want to drag the family because I could have totally, right, with the receipts that I have. But I was like, no, they don't have nothing to do with this case. So I'm not going to do it.
hmm Exactly. Yeah, she did. It was after the DCFS video when we was talking about it on the panel. That's when she came up there. And she was telling us because okay, so that's how it went. So David was telling us, basically what happened when Los went up to the building, and he was telling us how the DCFS lady went off on him and was like, why the F you up here? Your son don't want to see you, and all this little bull crap, which upset him, which is when he started recording. So that lady that he was talking to, that he put on the video, mind you, he said, I'm not going to get your face on camera. So she knew she was being recorded. That was the worker's supervisor. So she was trying to, de-escalate the situation. So he wasn't even talking to the lady that disrespected him. That lady, she went about her business with no shoes on, very unprofessional. So that's when she came on the panel, and she was like, my sister ain't never been the type to, keep the kids away. She didn't play that, and we would never keep Lil Los away from Carlos. She's just going by the book. And that's when David was telling her, like, that I didn't say that. He was like, I'm telling him what happened, when he went up to the DCFS office. He was like, the worker was unprofessional as fuck. She told Los that Lil Los didn't want to see him, and he need to stop coming up
Mhm.
there. And that's when La Leslie was like, oh, well, I didn't know she said that. She was like, I wasn't aware that she was saying that. But I think they know what's going on. They just, don't want to put it out there.
Yeah.
Because why
Yeah.
would she say that?
Yeah. I think that they know that a lot is going to come out during the trial, and they're trying to just, I guess, brace themselves, or I don't know, think that it ain't going to come out, but it is going to
Mhm.
come out. People are going to talk about it. Now, I don't think it's going to change a lot of people's mind. I think it may change a few, but I still think people going to feel however they want to feel. Some of these people are stuck. Some of these people are going to feel this way until they are no longer on this earth. Some of these people will forever be stuck. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Exactly.
some of these people will forever be stuck. Some of these people will forever be hurt. You know,
And I just don't
so
understand why y'all have this emotional attachment to people y'all don't know. You don't know these people. You ain't never met these people. Just like when you was on the panel, we was listening, and the other girl was like, trying to double team you with like Leslie, and I'm not doing this until she get off the panel. Like, you don't know this lady. You don't know her.
Yep.
Y'all doing too much behind people y'all don't
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
exactly. Yeah,
It's getting
but
ridiculous.
believe it or not, a lot of those people are, um, people that have not. A lot of those supporters are people that have not liked me for a very long time, and
Mm-hmm.
and they are using this as an opportunity to continue to not like me, and I don't care. That's their. Listen. That is their issue. That's not
Mm-hmm.
mine. Because baby, it don't bother me. It don't affect
Exactly.
me. It don't stop nothing. They have to live with that. Stay angry, child. Who cares at this point? You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I just look at people that wants to continue to spew hate and do this bullshit every single day. Baby, that's on you, honey. Knock yourself out. Have at it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I honestly
You
think these
hurt.
people is losing sleep because the way they be acting behind this, especially when it come down to Carlos, like they got more hate for him than they do Holly. When it come down to him, they act like this
Yeah.
man just affects their everyday life. Like he just the reason they losing sleep or something. I'm telling you, like it's just so ridiculous.
It's
So
sickening.
ridiculous. It is. I be telling him, I
Yeah.
think they want to F you though. That's what I be telling them because they be acting like they want to F you. I'm sorry. That's just what I think. They want them on the under.
But
I
how
don't
do
know.
you see a lie on a videotape, right? You
Hmm.
see that she lied because witness number 3 actually said that Carlos was just standing over the body doing nothing, right? And
Hmm.
there's video where he's actually, trying to get Romeca to kind of stay,
Yeah, tapping her like keep her
yeah,
awake. Like,
tapping her and trying to, get her to stay alert or whatever word you want to
hmm.
use or whatever, right?
Hmm.
But yet the witness number 3 was like, he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't doing nothing. He just
Because
standing
she
over the
wasn't
body, not
there.
doing nothing. He wasn't doing nothing. So the thing of the matter is, you see that she lied because you see that he actually was trying to attend to her.
Hmm.
And no offense against my internet sister, but she's like, why internet sister saying, why didn't they call the police? Where do you think she got that from? One of them Romeca Justice for
Supporters,
Romeca
exactly.
content creators told her they didn't even call the police, and she believed them.
Yeah,
She believed them.
and can we just analyze this video because most of us, majority of us, seen this video. This video when he was tapping her, trying to keep her alert. This video is a minute and like 23 seconds long. So in a minute, you heard police pull up. You hear the sirens. So I mean, you know what? I'm my flabbergasted. I'm sorry. I can't like. People don't know how to analyze things. Obviously, they came as soon as possible. The police was coming. What else more did y'all want to, did y'all want to hear?
And then for the people that's even repeating, they gave him the wrong address. I mean, they're making it sound like they could have saved her. Both of the
Yeah,
wounds were deadly wounds. I mean, and
exactly.
that ain't a more saying that. That is
Hmm.
what the autopsy report said, that they were both deadly wounds,
And
right?
had she survived, she probably would have been paralyzed.
And did you hear La Leslie say that Holly shot her 3 times? You would think that she wouldn't put that out, right? But she
Right.
said it.
Yes.
She put it out.
And the ballistics report said that two bullets was grouped together and one was separately. So therefore, that proves that she was shot twice and the other bullet went elsewhere.
Mm,
Yeah. So that that
mm.
that I
Do
don't
you
know,
have the
but
ballistic report?
sure do. You want me to send it to you?
Yeah, send it to me. Is it wait a minute, when you say the ballistic report, you're not talking about you talking about where they said it was no soot?
No, this report is. Let me see. Let me look at it.
Yeah, send it to me. Let me give you my I'm gonna give you my phone number from my on the back in the private chat.
Yeah.
Hold
So this is it's like a laboratory report. So it's like, the firearms, like it's basically where they sent the gun, they tested to make sure it matched up with the bullets, and then that's when they confirmed that two bullets were grouped together when she shot, and then the other bullet went elsewhere. It's like it's not really much, but it's there.
They had somebody was like, "Well, why did it say that she shot from a distance?" Do you really think that? How the hell did she, if it? Okay, listen. How did she shoot from a distance when she had blood on her? The blood is on her car. And
Hmm.
then, for them to say, for Leslie to say the body was moved, then how the blood get on her car? And then she was like, blood splatter a long way. Well, then why it ain't on Romeca car?
Exactly. That's why I don't understand. And when they said that she shot her from the sidewalk, oh, my flabber was gassy because how will blood splatter all the way
Wait a
from
minute.
her driver's side to the sidewalk?
Did you say my
You know
flabber
what?
was gastic? I'm done.
Yes.
So
My flabber was gassed when they said that she shot her from the
She
sidewalk
said
in the
my
back of the
flabber
car.
was gastic. Oh, God.
God damn. I was like, oh my
Mm,
God, did they really just say that? I'm about to send it to you right now. Let me screenshot
all
it.
right.
I
She
was
said the
like, that's
same way she
news.
sat on Key Live and let that lie about Carlos stealing Rose's phone. Man, they was he went in the pocket. He stole the phone. I heard that. I was like, oh my God, what got these people thinking? I got a question though. What is this that they're trying to say Holly took Romeca's mail? What is that even about? I had never heard.
Um,
And they was like, well, answer that. Why can't you answer? Why did Holly have Romeca mail? What is that
I
even
didn't
about?
see it was at the BD. I think Keys has said something about that court date on July 14th. Something in the transcript said that because I guess the judge asked Holly how did she get her address, and Holly said she got it from her mail or something like that. That's something they got from Keys.
But that's on the transcript.
I think so. I didn't watch his whole video. I watched some of it, and that's what he said.
Hold on, I got the transcript. Let me see. Did he show it?
Not the June 18th, the July 14th court date.
Oh, I got the whole July 14th
Oh,
transcript,
okay,
and
yeah.
ain't
That's what
none of
he
that
said.
bullshit was on there.
Well, then I don't know more, but that's where they got that from.
but even if that was the
Wait a
case,
minute. When did he play the July 14th transcript?
Oh shit, he got so many lives and so many videos. I have no idea, but that's where they got it from. I promise you.
but even if that was the case, she could have possibly gotten it from mail that came to Carlos's house,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Where else would
But
she
were
get
they
it
trying to
from?
say she got her mail like she stole? But
Yeah,
Keys, I'm just gonna be honest. Keys embellishes. He
Hmm. He's
embellishes.
very
He
theatrical.
he say things that's just not true, but it
Sound
sounds right.
good. Hmm.
Yeah, he embellished. So I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, but he they got that from him. So that's just like they got that. He took her phone. Apparently, she had two phones, and he took one, and the other one was left in the car. Apparently, like it's just a lot of shit they be saying.
Mhm. Yeah, they be like, uh, they moved the body. They moved the body.
Hmm.
Try to put the body in the car. I was like, man, I
Yeah.
heard. Oh my God,
Yeah,
y'all.
they got
broad
that from that
daylight.
Spanish dude. They twisted his words of what he said. Remember when he was like he was trying to get her in the car and she wouldn't get in? They took his words and twisted it and spent the narrative saying that he was trying to kidnap her because he's known for kidnapping women. Like
What?
what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
They be saying oh
Uh,
my gosh, you guys, they be saying all type of stuff.
Yeah, everything Carlos says is just wrong and it's a lie. But
Mhm.
video evidence disputes witness number three, but she tells the truth. Oh Lord, baby,
but
please.
this is my thing, though. If they are saying that he loved her so much, right? Why would he now be causing her to lose her life? Everybody's, oh, he loved her. He loved that girl. That was his baby mama. He loved her. He loved her.
Mhm.
But in the next breath, it was a setup.
Because they don't know what they want to believe in. And to be honest, they don't want to believe this, but the last 2 years, she has been chasing him. He has not been chasing her. He didn't want no dealings with her. It was more so, I love you as my baby mama, but I'm not in love with you no more.
He wrote that in a text message.
No, it was just
Oh,
some things that was sent out and some things that was read. He was nonchalant to the situation for the past 2 years. It was just a lot of chasing and him not
it's
responding
more.
or blocking her and stuff like that.
As Morrison said, they were trying to say she's gonna get a federal charge for having her mail. I hate to say this, y'all, and somebody got to echo real bad. I don't know which one of y'all, but y'all mic echoing
Hold
real
on, let me
bad.
mute.
Yeah, I think it was you, Sasky. But I'm gonna say this. I believe that some of these bloggers are saying certain things to try to keep these people in like a rotation or a spiral. They trying to keep them in their feelings because why say she's gonna get a federal charge for having her mail? Just like they said she was gonna get a federal charge for having her weapon on the school grounds. Like they just say things, I believe, to just keep the emotional people spiraling and give them hope. Oh, she gonna get a charge. Ooh, ooh, and I know you don't know nothing about this, Shaysky, but when we was in the LaTrue saga, they said that Brianna was gonna get locked up. She was gonna go to jail. She was gonna spend some time. She was gonna lose her children. So much was going to happen to her. And these people banked on it. Like they literally wanted to happen. And then they told them that I was going to go to jail. I was going to get a charge. Matter of fact, they said I was going to be cavity checked. They're going to, the police or whatever, they're going to look up my backside, take my mugshot, all types of stuff. And when none of it happens, right? They don't come out and be like, yeah, I just lied to you. The content creators, they don't come out and be like, yeah, I just lied to you. None of that stuff was true. I was just saying things to keep y'all on an emotional roller coaster, right? They don't come out and say that. But I think they feed these people to keep them on the hamster wheel. Literally. She said, yes, they are playing on their emotions. Exactly. And I know for a fact it's several of them, not just one. It's several of them playing on their emotions.
They're not just playing on their emotions, they playing on their intelligence. Because if anybody believes this bullcrap, they're not very intelligent. I'm sorry. Like I ain't trying to call nobody a dummy, but if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it's a damn duck.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is true. You
Yeah.
can tell them folks anything and they'll believe it. As long as it's the worst about Holly and Carlos, they gonna believe it.
And then I'm talking legally, and it's you shut up and you don't know what you're talking about, and you just spew lies every single day. I'm over here talking, I'm talking legalities, and then I'm giving
Hmm.
my opinion. Like I said, I don't believe, and in my opinion, I don't believe that the state will prove self-defense, and I'm going to keep saying that. I mean, excuse me, I don't believe the state will prove first degree murder. And I'm going to keep saying it. And Shaysky, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but
Hmm.
did you know that if they can't prove first degree, it's a wrap?
Yeah, I heard your live earlier.
Girl, it's
I
a
was in
wrap.
here. Well, shit,
It's
they
a
better
wrap.
they better stand on the hill. That's if they y'all wanted to charge high. So go
Yeah.
ahead, go ahead and try to see if you can get that W. Because all it takes is for one or two jurors to say self defense, a hung jury,
Yeah. Yeah.
if it goes to trial.
I believe that it will go to trial. I do. And I do believe that it'll go to trial. I will say that I do believe that it'll go to trial, but I just don't believe it's no legal avenue for them to find her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And you want
Hmm.
to know why? Another reason why? Okay, so we got 158 people, right? And I know when I was on Jenny Live, she had like 300. You got at least 150 people thinking differently than another 150 people. Okay, I'm just throwing that number out there. All of us don't think the same. They have to understand, and believe it or not, there's more people that I believe probably see it the way I see it, but they're not going to say anything because they
Yeah.
don't want to be fought. They don't want people
Yeah.
jumping in their comment section and harassing them in their inbox and, doing
Yeah.
all of this crap or whatever. But I believe that there's more people that believe that she's justified.
Yeah. But the stuff that they're doing, it's just, it's an intimidation tactic. And it's sad. It's completely sad.
You know? So it is sad, but to think that Holly was all type of wrong and and Romeca was rightfully to be there and she didn't have to do nothing and Holly had to, haul ass or get in the car and fly up out of there and shit like that. It's just, I mean, believe whatever you want to believe, but that's just not law. That's just not law. Law does not say that you have to go to the extreme to get out of Dodge. No law says that. No law.
And
You only have a duty to retreat if it is necessary. Matter of fact, let me put something in right quick. Hold on, and I want to ask this per law.
And to be quite fair, she shouldn't have to do all that.
She
Shit,
doesn't.
she was there legally. Damn, leave people alone.
But see, in their
Exactly.
mind, and they keep saying it. They keep saying it. If she was afraid, then she would walk away, or she would retreat. She would have gotten out of there if she was afraid. Because in their mind, they want a person to have to prove that they are scared by running. That
Yeah.
that mentality, that not the bully can do whatever, but the other
Mhm.
person is always the one. Well, you should have told somebody, you should have walked away, you should have done this, you should have done that, instead of telling the bully to stop being a damn bully.
Exactly. I think it's easier said than done. People could say what a person should have done,
Hmm.
but I don't give a damn what these people say. Y'all ain't been in that situation. Y'all don't know what the heck y'all gonna do until you get put in that situation.
Let me respond to this right quick. So y'all know I do my research. A bench trial is not what she want. Now, you know what I told y'all earlier, and that is I'm gonna put it on mute because that thing is getting on my nerve. So I told y'all earlier that a defense can reject a lesser charge, right? They can reject it. But if she does a bench trial, a judge do have the authority to uh to give second degree. So if she did a bench trial, the judge can say, yeah, I don't think it's first degree murder, but yeah, I'm going to find you guilty for second degree. But when it comes to the jewelry, that can't be the case. They have to find her guilty of first degree murder first before second degree is even an option. And they will never find her guilty of first degree. They just won't, not beyond a reasonable doubt. Not beyond a reasonable doubt. So I think she should do 12 juries, not no bench trial. Fuck a bench trial. Just like the judge believed the state the first time, he may believe the state the second time. Nope, get a jury. Get 12 people.
I agree with that, Amora. I definitely, because you can get other people that think like you.
Exactly. Or to be let's just go a little further. Let's go a little further. You can get the state attorney to slide the judge 20K. Now, I'm not saying they do this, but I'm saying how we know they don't, right? But you can get a judge to say, I mean, not a judge, but a state attorney say, I need this win. I really, really need this win. Okay. And they know each other. A judge used to be an attorney. Okay. And then he turned into a judge. They all know each other. They hang out, they drink together, they do whatever, whatever, whatever. They're in the same profession. It might be a I'm gonna scratch your back, you scratch mine type shit. Hell no. I
Yep.
would get 12 independent civilians
Yep.
to hide my fate.
But now let me ask you this. Do you think that if it, I don't think that it's going to go to trial. I don't. But if it does, do you think that they will request a change of venue?
Um, I think that they should, but I don't think that if they don't, I don't think that it won't be a fair trial. I don't care what venue that they select. They're not going to be able to convict her on first degree murder beyond a reasonable doubt. They're just not. First degree is too hard to get.
Mm,
It's a lot of people that actually really did it and is on video and everything, and they still get second degree. Because you have to, it's not just the fact that you committed the murder. They got to prove what was your intentions at the time you pulled the trigger.
mm-hmm.
Is did you intend to do it? Was
Mm-hmm.
that your intent?
Mm. Yeah, I don't think that it's going to go to trial though. I really don't. I think that the defense is going to present, whatever, information they have, and say that um they haven't proven that she should be charged with first degree. Like, where's their evidence? They haven't given anything, and the witness statements, they coincide. So
Well, one thing I will say that I am impressed about, and that is Holly not giving a statement. That may be one of her strongest stance, not saying shit. I applaud her because, I probably would have said some shit. I probably would have been like, that bitch ran up on me and I did. And I'm not calling her a bitch, but I'm just saying that's what I would have been telling the police. That bitch ran up on me and I didn't know what she had in her hand. And then the gun just, I started shaking and I popped her again. And I don't know what And then I probably calmed down and they would have used every fucking thing I said in court or whatever the case may be. They'd be like, oh, you popped her, whatever. But anyway.
mm-hmm.
So I like the fact that she has not made a statement. And I actually think they're mad at her and Carlos because they haven't came out here. Now Carlos have came and did dab, dibbled and dab. And I think that social media start to get a hold of him because you got all these weird ass emotional filled females that's going in on him, like just going in on him, like as if he's the cause of what happened on September the 8th. And here's the thing, I understand they trying to say he's the cause because Romeca wouldn't have pulled up if she didn't think that they were still, I guess, together or having relations or whatever. But I don't care.
Still
I
don't have
just think,
nothing to do with her actions toward Holly.
Probably.
I
right.
don't
I just,
care nothing about the relationship, none of that. It has nothing to do with Holly. If somebody is not bothering you, didn't do anything to you, or whatever the case may be, then leave them alone. If you wanna fight them and you try to fight, they have the right to defend themselves. Period.
And you can't tell people how to defend
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
That be their
and that's what
problem.
I don't understand. And that's exactly what I was saying. You won't defend yourself that way. But why would you fault someone else for making a different decision than you? This is what I'm hearing. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done it like that. She's wrong because I wouldn't have done that. I feel that she's not justified because she didn't handle it the way I would have handled it. She didn't handle it the way that I interpret the law. She should have called the police. It does not say nowhere in the law that she is in any type of violation because she did not call the police. It does not say that at all, that she's in violation because she did not call the police. Or she could have done more. She could have done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I,
Mm-hmm.
J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. She could have
Not
done
the
all of
alphabet.
this shit.
I take her serious.
But Romeca is okay not doing none of it.
But
Cut
my
it the
thing
fuck.
is, how long before the police showed up had she called the police? She has to sit there and wait for them to come, and it's going to be reported as what, a domestic dispute. They're not going to get there immediately. So how long does she have to wait for the police to come before she feels safe enough?
Somebody said Holly should have got under the car.
Like, god damn.
She should have crawled up under the car. Stop it, stop it, stop it. She said, I don't get why so many feel it's okay to pop up on their baby daddy unannounced. Because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm glad I was married to both of mine, child. I'm just keeping it a book.
Me
I
His ass should have just
too.
moved away. Should have went and found him a new spot.
That's one good thing about the military. You don't get to
Stay any one
one
place too long.
exactly. You already know
Hmm.
what I was about to say. You ain't even around your ex that long. Hell, by the time the military move you out, what you gonna hate them for? Shit, you get a whole nother state. You ain't about to hate nobody. I do not hate anyone. I don't hate my baby
Hmm.
daddies. I mean, he is grown as fuck. They too damn old for me to be hating on anybody.
That I just, they make me nauseous a little bit, and I don't want to be bothered with them. But I don't hate anybody.
Hmm.
Me and my baby daddy cool. If my baby daddy needed something right now, he can call me up and get it. My baby daddy said, "Hey, let me get a recipe to your dress, and here you go." And I would give it to him. I don't have no problem with. Now, one of my baby daddies, I don't talk to him, but not because I hate him or whatever. But he holding a grudge because he had to pay child support, you know. But my other baby daddy, my husband, the one that I divorced or whatever, me and him straight. We straight. Him and my husband get along real well.
I know
I
that's
don't know
right.
whose live it was, but somebody's live. They was talking about how many how many baby daddies you had, and if you and
I
Jay
got
had
two
a
baby
child
daddies, and I was
together,
married to both
all
of
this
them.
other stuff. I'm like, why do they give
Maybe
a
they said
damn?
what about me and Jay? What
They
they
said,
say?
you and Jay, they were questioning whether you and Jay had kids together, and one person was saying that your youngest was Jay's, and somebody else was saying no, and they, you know, I was like, why the hell do they care about how many baby daddies she got, and if her and Jay have a child together? Like, what is going on with people? That they just want to, they think that they just are privy to everybody's damn business.
But what is that gonna do though? I have two baby daddies,
Points.
and I was married to both of them.
My point.
I was married to both my baby daddies at the time the baby was born into the world. Okay, both of them, both of them. I got married at 18, got married at 22. I was young, dumb, didn't know shit, and now I'm married again. And I got married in my 30s, and I've been with my husband. Well, we've been together for almost 18 years, but we've been married for 15, almost 15 years. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now tell them to get a marriage under their belt. Now I done had three, goddamn it. Tell them to get one. I'm gonna need them to get married to somebody. The dog, the cat, the mouse, the motherfucking hamster. Get married. Have somebody fucking wipe your ass up.
I know that's right.
The ones that be mad, boy, I try to tell you, child.
Crazy as hell. Mm-mm.
Mm. My
Yeah,
husband is my best friend. If we ever get a divorce, I'm gonna stay single forever because I know I ain't gonna meet another man like Jay. I'm talking about forever, like I got forever to live. But no, ain't nothing gonna happen to us. We together. We it. This it. I don't want no other husband, honey.
They want
She
you to
said
be
the
a
most.
miserable old hag like
like
them.
them. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Misery company, honey. I don't
Mhm.
get some sick. It's some sick ass people out here, though.
They just mad because they want my husband to be a cheater so bad. Mm-mm. Oh well, and even if he is, so fucking what? If my husband was a cheater, what is it to them?
Right. Ain't none of that business.
What if he was a cheater? Shit. If we get a divorce, I'm gonna say he cheated. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Oh girl, you better be quiet. They be like, she said on live that she was gonna lie on her
I know.
husband.
It gotta be next, baby.
Did
Did she?
y'all hear
She
that?
admitted that she a lie. No, me and Jay ain't getting divorced. We are together forever.
She's a documented liar, y'all.
Boy, you had people come out. Her husband sleeping with a white woman, and I said my husband don't even date white women. My husband don't even like white women. Not like he don't like them as girlfriends. Now, if they would have said she was a chocolate girl with thick legs and she was short, then I probably would have been like, oh yeah, he liked that shit.
Girl, you crazy. Girl.
Everybody don't like, everybody don't like everything. But the
Mhm.
reason why they say white woman, because they man must have cheated on them with a they man must cheated on them with a white woman. That shit is funny to me, you know. She said, so after what I just heard, I know Holly was afraid of Romeca. I am afraid for Holly's safety. I believe everything about the family now. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I believe that you saying you are afraid for Holly. I believe that she's going to be protected, but I do believe once she is acquitted, that she just need to leave that area. Just leave that area, you know.
Honey, the way they talk about Chicago, I be leaving the damn state, okay? We'll
And
be
you know
leaving.
what? You know what they don't know?
Well,
I have family in Chicago. I'm from Chicago.
I know you
I
said
really am. I am from fucking Chicago. I got fucking thug ass cousins in Chicago right now. Shit. My daddy was a thug. Why you playing? Oh Lord, I got some old thug ass cousins in Chicago right now, and some aunties and uncles. But I'm from Chicago, so but it is what it is. She said, then they swore you said your daughter was Jay's. I was cracking up. They said I said my daughter was Jay. Okay. Child, they some sickos. Hell, if he feed her long enough. She said, and she never said that, but you would think so because he loves her as if she's his own flesh and blood. Sure do. That's his daughter to him. I bet you can't tell Jalen ain't his child. Fuck you mean? Hell no. He been in her life since she was 6 years old. That's her daddy, and shit. I bet you can't tell her that ain't her daddy, and I bet you can't tell him that that ain't his daughter. These people weird. I'm talking about straight weird. But don't not visit Chicago just because and listen, not all the people that's on this emotional roller coaster or whatever is from Chicago. I think it might even only be a handful of folks from Chicago that's all deep in their feelings. I think majority of these people is from all over, to be honest with you. Oh, I think they dropped. But I think some of these people that's really because that one lady that came on my panel, she was from Tennessee trying to say she ain't never seen nobody indicted for a murder trial. Let me show something. Let me show
Sound
y'all
be
something.
going out. Sorry. I don't know. It only does that when I get on my phone, but when I'm on a laptop, the sound does not go out.
Oh, let me show you something right quick. And then I'm gonna have to take my shower and get my ass in the bed. Uh, let me play something for y'all right quick. Hold on. I'm looking for maybe a 3 to 4 minute video that don't take a long time. Okay. Let's listen to this one. Because when I hear people say things like they wouldn't have indicted her if they didn't have no evidence, it ain't no way.
Take our lead. Let's help you make your mark. Our goal is your satisfaction. Let us show you the way. An indictment is a formal accusation against an individual suspected of committing a crime that begins the legal
A formal accusation. Okay.
process in criminal law. Indictments are generally only obtained for felony charges. An indictment is used as an alternative to a complaint in a trial court. Take our lead. An indictment means formal charges have been brought by a grand jury. It's common for charges to result in an indictment that long after arrest. You're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, so no, an indictment by itself doesn't mean.
Y'all, I'm sorry. Give me a second. One thing about me, I can't stand certain stuff. That music is driving me bonkers. Let me find somebody else. God damn.
All right, I'm about to hop off this and go in the chat more.
Okay, baby girl.
All right.
Talk to you soon. Okay.
For sure.
All right. I need somebody to just get to the chase. I don't need all that little fluffy music. Hold on. All right, let's go to him.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tim Zerillo, and I'm shooting this video from our conference room at Zerillo Law Firm in Portland, Maine. And I'm shooting this video about a topic that I get questions about quite a bit, especially if a client of mine has been indicted, or maybe they're a new client and they're wondering, they've called me because they've gotten this thing in the mail called an indictment, maybe from a state court or from the federal court, and they say, what is this indictment? And who is this grand jury that handed this indictment down against me? Well, an indictment can be a confusing thing in the state of Maine and in the federal courts across the United States.
Let me speed him up. God damn, they irritating me. Speed up. Spit it out.
United States, an indictment is basically just a formal charge that is brought by the grand jury. And you might think that because the grand jury has the word jury in it, that it means a group of people who make decisions related to a case after hearing all the facts, but that's not true. The grand jury is a group of citizens who make decisions to charge someone with a felony. However, they only hear from one side, and that side is the government. What that means is the government brings in their witnesses, usually law enforcement, to testify to their side only. The grand jury never hears from defense lawyers, for example. They are not let into the grand jury. There is no judge in the grand jury. So it's not a jury in the sense of anything other than it's a group of people made up of citizens whose function it is to return indictments. Their function is not to make a choice after hearing from both sides or have a judge decide what evidence is admissible or is not admissible. So since the grand jury's function is to return indictments, and since that indictment is just a formal charge involving at least one felony count, if you received an indictment, then you know you have been charged with at least one felony count. And that's the way it works in federal courts in the state of Maine and in state courts in the state of Maine. As a practical matter, the grand jury itself is not a lot of protection, although I have had a couple of cases where the grand jury has refused to return indictments, including a major drug trafficking case and an alleged manslaughter case. So those were terrific wins for my client. But keep in mind that in over 20 years of practicing criminal defense work in the state, I've only had those two. As a practical matter,
in 20 years of being a criminal defense attorney, he's only had the grand jury not indict 2 cases. In 20 years, 2 cases. all the other cases were indicted does not mean that that means that they have sufficient evidence that's going to put you in prison. That's not what that means.
As I say, the idea is that the grand jury is to protect you from a prosecutor or a police officer merely being the ones to make the decision on formally charging a felony. By the way, you might have been charged with a felony before the indictment. In other words, they might have arrested you, etc. But you still would need to be charged by indictment within a period of time, or waive indictment, or else that charge will ultimately be dismissed. Now, you might also face a situation where you are a witness to the grand jury. Now, this is a complicated area, and I represent people all the time who are witnesses in state and in federal grand juries, and it can present a complicated analysis of the Fifth Amendment that is, frankly, too broad for this video. But if you are subpoenaed to the grand jury, just keep in mind that you have a right to have a lawyer, and you may have Fifth Amendment rights depending upon whether or not you are a target or if you are potentially a target of an investigation. And even though I told you defense lawyers are not permitted inside the grand jury room, they are permitted outside the grand jury room. So functionally, what happens is, if I represent a client before the grand jury, we discuss obviously the strictures and parameters of their testimony in advance. And then if they have questions during the grand jury process, literally question by question, they can come out, and I have a little room outside the grand jury room where they can ask me how they should answer the question, if they should plead the Fifth, and so on. So having a lawyer with you for grand jury testimony, even if you're not sure if you were a target, is very often a good idea, and it is certainly a smart move if you are a business where the Fifth Amendment does not apply in the same way, or sometimes not even at all. If you've been indicted by the grand jury, that essentially means you have been charged with at least one felony. You have now been formally charged with that felony, and that charge supersedes any other charges that were previously brought against you in the same case. In other words, if you were arrested for a misdemeanor theft in the state of Maine, and they have now charged you with a felony theft, then that is what you're charged with, if you're charged by indictment with that felony theft. After your indictment, what happens next is your arraignment, and I'll discuss what happens in your arraignment in the next video, because this video is already too long. Thanks for watching. Check out our website, ZerilloLaw.com, to learn more about our practice. That's ZerilloLaw.com. Thanks again.
All right, so hold on. I'm going to show you another one. Give me a second. Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, and you got indicted. That means if you got indicted, that means there must be evidence. It must mean there's evidence. Oh, I think.
What does indictment mean? Indictment literally just means a formal charge or accusation, right? So it's just a formal accusation. And when they talk about indictment, that's actually from the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution, which says no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless a presentment or indictment from a grand jury. And what they mean by that infamous crime is felony. An indictment typically, when we hear it here, is they take the case, as I've said, there's two ways to get a case from justice court into the district court, and that's either from preliminary hearing or grand jury. And so in that instance, you go to grand jury, the grand jury brings down an indictment, and then that indictment turns into the proceedings that happen in district court. What does indictment?
Okay.
Indictment.
Now, I want to do one. Does indictment sufficient you tell some of these people that ain't All right, here, let's listen to this guy.
Ever wonder what a federal grand jury indictment means? Understanding this is crucial for anyone facing federal charges. A grand jury indictment comes from the premise that
oh, that's federal. Let's not listen to federal. We don't care about federal right now. Give me a second. We don't care about federal. Let's go state. What he say? Does that mean the grand jury?
A viewer asked me a few good questions about indictments. If you've been indicted, does that mean that the grand jury has seen evidence of a crime and the charges themselves? Generally speaking, yes. But remember, this is completely controlled by the prosecution. There's no judge, there's no defense attorneys, there's no defendant when the prosecution presents the evidence. And because the threshold is much lower than a trial, we're talking about only that there's probable cause to believe that someone committed a crime. And so the prosecution does not have to present all the evidence that they have, just enough for the indictment to be returned. And if you watch my videos but don't subscribe, consider hitting that button now. And then,
okay, we're not gonna do that. But listen, so which means that the evidence that they probably took before this grand jury was witness number 3's statement saying, I seen it all. I think that he was holding by the neck and then did this to her and all this other shit. And she advanced and then she chased and then she ran and then she hid and then she choked and then she did this. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure. And then they fist bumped and all the other stuff too. They did it. And I saw it. And I'm sticking to it. Okay. So with that being said, that was probably the evidence in which the grand jury. Okay, I'm interested in hearing this one. Hold on 1 second. I'm glad I put that one on mute. Y'all would have been mad at that one right there. What I was about to show y'all, that wouldn't have worked. That would not have worked. Anyway, does a grand jury decides? Okay, I already did that. Facing a criminal indictment, expert tips on how to fight back. That's too long. So anyway, to be indicted, basically the only thing that they need to show is probable cause. Oh, matter of fact, let me show y'all that. And then we're going to get off here because y'all, I need to take my ass to sleep. Probable cause, what is needed? Hold on. Okay, probable cause. This is what, let's listen to this guy.
How do I know if the police have probable cause or not? If police see you commit a crime, that's probable cause. Circumstances and evidence also can create probable cause. Remember that police can lie to you when they're speaking to you. So before you decide to answer their questions and give them probable cause evidence to arrest you, you should probably speak to your fierce advocate.
Okay, he's advertising himself. He's like, I need clients. Okay. Let's see what this guy's saying.
So what is the difference between probable cause and reasonable suspicion? Probable cause is the belief, the reasonable belief that a crime has been committed, and you're more likely the person who committed the crime. Credibility is not an issue. Who's lying? None of that's an issue. It's just, was a crime committed, and are you more likely the person who committed the crime? Whereas reasonable suspicion is, you know what? We think some criminal activity is afoot here. We think something went on, and we want to investigate a little bit more. We have a reasonable belief that criminal activity is afoot, and that's going to give us, as the officers or as the detectives or as law enforcement personnel, that gives us the ability to go in and look a little further. It's not carte blanche to stop you, arrest you, and detain you. But it may be for a temporary amount to say, you know what, let's find out what's going on here. Let's look a little bit further into what's going on here. Whereas probable cause, they've already met the threshold of, we know a crime's committed, and we believe you're the person who committed the crime. We're going to go ahead and arrest, we're going to go ahead and detain, and we're going to file charges based on our probable cause belief that we have and that you committed this crime and that the crime was committed. So what is the difference between probable cause and reasonable suspicion?
So, all right. So anyway, that's all they needed to indict was probable cause. Okay. Probable cause that a crime was committed and you are the one that committed the crime, honey. Indictment does not mean, oh my God, they got sufficient evidence to put you away for life. That's just not what that means. That term that you can indict a ham sandwich, that's nothing that I made up. That's actually, hold on, let me just say that. Is actually a term that they have been using for a while. All right, let's listen. It ain't something that I just made up. They's like, you can't get no indictment. That must mean that that is real, a whole lot of evidence. That does not mean that.
Grand jury could indict a ham sandwich.
What does this phrase actually mean?
In most states, before felony criminal charges can be filed, a grand jury must first indict the accused.
What will happen is a prosecutor presents the evidence to a grand jury and they will decide if there's probable cause that a crime has been committed.
If so, the accused is indicted. Well, the grand jury is supposed to be a buffer that prevents rogue prosecutors from going ham.
Many say it's not. That's because the prosecutor utterly dominates the process.
The prosecutor provides all of the evidence that the jury will ever see.
And in many jurisdictions, they don't have to show any evidence that supports innocence.
The accused or their attorney usually isn't present, and oftentimes there isn't even a judge.
And the accused has no idea that this is even happening.
One study looked at 162,000 cases presented to federal grand juries and found that indictments failed only 11 times.
The high success rate and the prosecutor's complete control is what...
Damn. Out of all them thousands, only indictment failed 11 times. Good Lord.
Like some people believe that a grand jury could indict a ham sandwich.
But there is another angle here that many fail to see. Prosecutors can also deliberately sabotage grand juries when they don't want to indict someone.
Many prosecutors have been accused of fumbling the process so that there's no indictment and then blaming the lack of criminal charges on the grand jury.
Grand jury could indict.
Okay, so that's one. Grand juries can indict a ham sandwich is a well-known phrase.
In criminal law, the defense does not have to disclose everything to the prosecution. While there's a general obligation for both sides to disclose certain information to the other,
I cannot do him, honey. I just can't, child. Some people I can't do. I can't listen to him. Hold on.
New York, but you can. But they always say the one joke about New York is that they can indict a ham sandwich, and they did.
And he's a ham sandwich. You don't think there's any substance to this these charges, or?
Oh, well, okay. So there's a question. I think there is a substance, but there's a question about the substance. Here's a question I've got.
You think he was set up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do?
Yeah, but do you think
so they're talking about a particular case? So anyway, all I'm saying is an indictment is easy to get. Okay. If it goes before the grand jury, it's most likely going to come back as an indictment. All right. But just because the grand jury indicted someone does not mean that there is a solid case. It does not mean that. So anyway, maybe I'll talk about that more or whatever as we go on with these cases. I got some good news I'm going to tell y'all tomorrow. I'm not going to tell y'all today. It's about me though. But it's going to be some good news. I think I was going to hold on to it, but I can't, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all. Anyway, but I'm about to get off here because it's late. I'm getting sleepy. I need to take me a shower and get my ass in the bed, okay, before I just start speaking in tongues or some shit, okay? Anyway, I love y'all. Hit that thumbs up button and your girl is out. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Troy Parks, so very much. And thank you, Audrey. I appreciate you guys. But hey, y'all get y'all some rest and I'm going to talk to y'all. Well, hell, it's already the next day. So I'm going to talk to y'all later today. Okay. All right, y'all. Enjoy y'all night or morning. Love y'all. Bye.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.
Jay! She kept talking about that family.
Hoes over there.
She kept talking about that family. 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 That family. She kept talking about that family. Talking about that family.
These motherfuckers don't be wanting to listen to damn make a dollar without mentioning down one of our names.